In this video, we're going to look at the myth of the wargaming is dying. In recent times, there's been a sort of whisper within the gaming community that the wargaming culture is dead, especially historical. And this assertion implies a decline in interest, engagement, and an overall vitality within the wargaming community. However, a closer examination reveals that such claims tend to be premature and fail to capture the resilience and evolving nature of the wargaming culture. Now, in this video, we aim to look at debunking this myth of wargaming in demise by exploring its current state, some of the challenges it faces, and the thriving elements that prove it is not dying and it's enduring appeal to a lot of people. So wargaming has a rich history that dates back to the 19th century, where military strategists would use tabletop scenarios to simulate battles. And over the decades, the wargaming has evolved, encompassing a wide variety of historical periods, fantasy worlds, and even futuristic sci-fi settings. The foundation laid by those early enthusiasts remains a robust base for contemporary wargaming culture. Now, while traditional wargaming has its charm, the digital age has ushered in a renaissance for wargaming culture. Online platforms, virtual tabletops, and digital simulations have expanded the reach of wargaming, connecting enthusiasts worldwide. The marriage of traditional and digital formats have kind of revitalized the culture, making it more accessible and dynamic to a wider range of people. Contrary to the notion of stagnation, wargaming culture has diversified its themes and settings over the years, from historical accuracy to alternate history, science fiction, and fantasy genres. Wargaming now caters to a much broader audience. This expansion has attracted new, younger players and injected fresh perspectives into the community. The heart of wargaming lies in its vibrant community. Things such as events, conventions, and online forums provide platforms for enthusiasts to share their experiences, strategies, and creativity. The community-driven nature of wargaming fosters a sense of camaraderie and ensures its continued relevance in contemporary gaming culture. Social media has expanded this vastly, where opening up to a lot of people from around the world and making connections. Game designers continually push the boundaries of creativity in wargaming sphere. Innovations in rule systems, miniatures, and narrative structures all contribute to the culture's resilience. The constant evolution of game design ensures that wargaming remains a dynamic and engaging hobby. Now, wargaming has an educational value. It's not just a pastime. It can be used as a tool for education and historical exploration. Many war games are designed with a focus on historical accuracy, encouraging players to delve into some of the more details of different eras. And in this educational aspect ensures that the wargaming remains relevant across a number of generations. Now, far from being dead or dying, the wargaming culture is pretty much alive and well, and is adapting quite rapidly to the changing landscape of the gaming world. The convergence of traditional and digital formats, diversity in film themes, and the strength of community engagement, and the ongoing innovations in game design collectively pretty much debunk the myth of wargaming demise. As long as there are people and enthusiasts seeking strategic challenges, storytelling, and a sense of community, then wargaming culture will continue to evolve and thrive, providing its enduring significance in the realm of tabletop gaming. Now, we're constantly being told that wargaming is dying or is dead, so especially the historical, because generally historical is perceived to be played by an older generation. I mean, I personally myself, I started playing fantasy, and now as I've got older, I kind of switched to historical. But I don't think it's dead. I don't think either of them are dead. I think they just cater for different age groups within the wargaming community. Yeah, a lot of younger players will play sci-fi, fantasy because it appeals to them, and history will appeal to certain members of the gaming community as well as old generations. And you'll get crossovers in both. I mean, I still play fantasy and sci-fi, though predominantly play historical. And likewise, you'll get some people that play predominantly fantasy, sci-fi, and they'll cross over into historical and play some historical games. A good example of that is when a lot of 40k players took up bolt action, or World War II came, because there were similarities in the fact that they both are pretty heavy vehicle led, tanks, artillery and stuff like that. One's sci-fi, one's World War II. But there was an appeal to cross over. So I don't think it's wargaming is dead. I think it's going to evolve and change over time. In the last few years, there's been this explosion in popularity in skirmish games, and suddenly I'm beginning to see a lot of people, like I myself included, that have gone from skirmish back to mass battles because of that appeal of seeing a massive army on the table facing up another army. And I've switched scales as well. I've gone from 28 mil and I'm now doing a lot of sort of 15 and 10 mil. So while I don't think it's dead, there might be ups and downs in certain genres of the hobby. So 1 minute sci-fi is at the top, then it drops down slightly, fantasy goes up, or historical goes up, because that's what people suddenly become more interested in. But I don't think it's dying. Anyway, that's all for this week. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.